In Australia, the lot of disabled athletes has greatly improved in recent years. They are encouraged and are given wide support to be the best they can in their chosen sport. Wheelchair champion Louise Sauvage is a case in point. She's now a full-time athlete competing around the globe, winning world and Paralympics titles as she goes. But in Ghana, being physically disabled is just one part of their hurdles. There is virtually no financial support, and in the past they've even been shunned by society and kept out of sight. As David McIlwaine reports in tonight's special feature, that's slowly changing. But for many of Ghana's disabled athletes, hopes of making the Sydney 2000 Paralympics remains but a dream.
Throughout Africa, survival is the daily priority for millions of people. But the challenge is greater for the disabled, and life for them can become a constant struggle. In Ghana, people with disabilities battle ignorance, and many must beg to survive. Prejudice against them is obvious, and they have little hope of ever finding work. Aziz Zakari coaches the country's best disabled athletes, and he says some people with disabilities are hidden by their families and have never seen the sun.
The disabled, they have a problem. Some are not working. Some are not even schooling, right? So it's like in Ghana, not like in your country, whereby the parents will bring them out to special schools or special homes for these people so that they can be exposed to the society. The able ones look on them as not fit to be part of the society. So that's how, so because of that, they look down on them. So excuse me to say, when you walk by our streets, you find some by the roadside asking for arms. Whereas apart from maybe the limbs, the lower limb, which is not okay, you see they are healthy.
The government does not do much to ease the plight of the disabled. Running water and proper drainage are still goals in much of Ghana. So people with disabilities are well down politicians' priority list. For the greater part, the disabled must help themselves. Angelina Boateng was crippled by polio as a child. Now she's Ghana's champion for every wheelchair track event from 100 to 800 metres. But podium glory hasn't changed the realities of her life. When she was a girl, her father made sure she could sew. He told her she would have to earn money for herself because no one would give her a job.
If you are in Ghana, if you don't do a work, you won't get money to eat. That is why my father told me that I'll go and learn a seamstress. If you are a disabled, it will be difficult that you get office work. You are not getting. That is why most of them are a seamstress. That is our work in Ghana.
A wheelchair is a luxury and Angelina's training is limited without one, especially when she must travel 20 kilometres from her home to the track.
I don't have a wheelchair in this house, so that is why I go to the stadium and train. If I not get money, I won't go to train. If I won't do this sewing, that one, I won't get money to go to train. That is why I do the seamstress to touch my training.
Kumasi is not Ghana's largest city, but its athletes have a tradition of dominating the national championships. The country's finest sprinters train at Kumasi Stadium, and now they share the track with equally talented disabled competitors. The whole squad still uses the wheelchairs donated by an American charity in 1995. Within 2 years of that gift, events for people with disabilities were added to the program at Ghana's National Athletic Championships. Though these athletes may be inspirational, their equipment isn't. The small squad battles desperately to wring every ounce of speed from wheelchairs more at home in a hospital. Life in West Africa has taught these athletes with disabilities not to expect anything to come easily. Poverty makes it hard for all athletes chasing dreams of gold medals, and every sport in Ghana is crying out for funds. Steve Atuahane is Ghana's able-bodied athletics coach, and the man responsible for scheduling the first disabled events on the National Championship program.
Well, you know, Ghana, it's a general problem that we all face, and athletes face the same problem, footballers face the same problem, but we try to manage with the little resources that we have.
The Ghana Olympic Committee agrees that steering the government's attention to sports funding is never easy, but then it's hard to get money for anything.
We are crying that even though education is first, health is first, and others are also first among equals, sports is the unifying force for this great country of ours. If a little more can be taken away from maybe some 0.5% each way into sports, just to produce infrastructure, if the lawmakers would add just a little more to what is given to sports, I'm sure so much extra can be achieved.
Inflation has ravaged the national currency, eroding confidence in tomorrow, tightening poverty's grip. For these athletes who also have to cope with misunderstanding, despair would be understandable. But in the face of such obstacles, their greatest strength is an astoundingly positive attitude. The key to this approach comes from their coach, Aziz Zakari. A successful athlete in his own right, this prison guard's career coaching people with disabilities had a simple start.
But one day I came here and I saw something I don't like. I said, please, would you mind if I make a suggestion? He said, oh, you're welcome. I said, oh, this is done this way.
Caesar is inspired by his small group. He trains both the men's and women's national sprint champions, and his athletes dominate the competition in all events. They look up to him, but he admits it hasn't always been easy to convince them of their potential, especially when they've lived in a world of doubt for so long.
The real difficulty I find is, or I get is, trying to let them understand what I want to put across to them. That's the whole thing. So once they get it, fine. Because I tell them that, suffer now. When you make it, you can even play your national anthem. The president will stand for you. That's the target. We always aim at the goal, no matter what. Once we have life, we are able to do. We will be able to do it. We don't. If in this competition I fail, I know where I failed. I'm going to start from where I failed and continue. So till I win the medal, I don't give up. So also that's what you see in my people doing.
His athletes lack the technical support, equipment or weight training programs available to competitors in the developed world. But Caesar still insists that his chargers think like champions. He encourages them to believe each obstacle they overcome gives them an edge over athletes in the developed world where life is easy.
We Ghanaians count ourselves winners. We don't give up easily. We are hard to crack. So we have this notion that if you can do it, with all your facilities there, with my manner once here, we can be able to do it better. So if I've made them understand that, just train in your house, come and do these things for me. These are the international records that the champions have set. Try to beat it here with our minor equipment here. When you get to the international level, come on, you are equally, if not better, to them.
The brightest examples of athletes who have wholeheartedly adopted their mentor's approach are Angelina Boateng and Yor Obeng.
I'm the champion of the nation. I want to train hard, and every day I'm training hard, and then I want to win the African gold medal for my nation. Secondly, and then I want to go to outside, like abroad, and then bring gold medal for my nation too.
Yor says he's not daunted by bigger, stronger international athletes. Instead, he's confident that if he can get to the Paralympics in 2000, he can win gold.
Yeah, I can do it. I can do it because I'm very hard training in my country. So I can break the world record too. Yeah. I'm 100% confident that I can do it.
Angelina shares the same confidence built by tough work on the track.
My target is that if I train hard, I will be a champion. If you don't train, you'll not be a champion. So my target is I will train hard and I'll be a champion.
An outsider would say that these impoverished athletes who have trouble paying their way to training will never afford the trip to Sydney for the Paralympics. And even if they did make it, they wouldn't win a medal anyway. But Caesar's response to that is predictably positive.
So, I mean, don't be surprised if the year 2000 you see them around. That's the target, honestly. And what somebody can do, we want to say we can do it better.
Yes, I can be a champion. I want to be a champion in the year 2000. So you must see me in Australia to be a champion.
David McIlwaine with that report from Ghana.